And now to part two of our conversation with Senator Inhofe, where we tackled national and international issues, beginning with the immigration crisis. I asked the chairman of the Armed Services Committee if he agreed with the president's decision to send military personnel to assist at our southern border.
144,000 of the illegals coming through, and a lot of them are not the kind of people we want in the United States.
Do you want to see more military personnel down there?
Well, yeah, it depends on what they're doing down there. I didn't say before I was opposed to that until I went down and I studied what they're doing. Now, what I wouldn't want to do, we are understaffed still in the military. We're still building. We're trying to overcome what happened to us during the Obama years when our military went down. And we're now getting in a position where that's working. But if that drains our resources when they're going to be needed, if they end up being needed in Iran or someplace else like that, we wouldn't want that to happen. So we have to monitor it closely. I'm really hesitant to criticize him for the things he's doing because they all seem to be working.
Well, let's talk about Iran. Just yesterday, he said that they're playing with fire. Now, you know our defense capabilities as well as anybody. Are you concerned, A, about a war with Iran, and are we in a position now, if we get in it, to win it?
Well, to get back to what this president did, he immediately moved an aircraft carrier over there. With our people who are our allies, our preferred allies that have been loyal to us, this guy is doing a great job. And I know he gets criticized all the time. The press hates him, and I understand that.
The president was recently criticized for his historic walk into North Korea in an effort to revitalize stalled denuclearization talks after he had abruptly walked away from negotiations with Kim Jong-un in late February.
He walked over and said, "Are you going to stop your nuclear activity?" And he said, "No." He said, "But goodbye." He left. Well, now he came back and with a whole new environment, and you notice that Kim Jong-un is now being receptive to our president.
Senator Inhofe believes these are dangerous times for the United States, citing military buildup by our two great adversaries, Russia and China.
The 7 islands that they have built, illegally, they built them there, and everything's underground, but they flaunt what they have underground, and all of our allies and all of our adversaries alike in that part of the world, they all think that they're preparing for World War III, and they're wondering whose side should they be on.
When it comes to a recent ruling by the Supreme Court, at least temporarily striking down a citizenship question on the upcoming census, this loyal Republican once again sides with the administration.
So I disagree with the ruling. I think that we ought to be able to do what we want to screen the right, so we have the right people coming into this country, and I think that they ought to be people who have the capability of making their own way here, and we welcome them.
Perhaps not so welcome, questions concerning a re-election bid after a quarter of a century in the United States Senate. You could make some news today and tell us whether you are officially going to be running for office again and go for another term.
You know, I really could make some news. I mean, we'd really be centered, and I'm not going to do it. I haven't made any definite plans, although I have to say that I enjoy the fact of being in a position to rebuild our military. That happens to be the part of where my love is. Now we're just getting it back now so we can be #1, and that's my goal, and I'm going to enjoy being there to do it.